So that's the 55 right there. 19 cents, right? Alright, so let's do this. Alright, I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm back. So, I'm back. So we walking, like I said, we walking up Maryland Avenue. We're walking up Maryland because I want to continue filming. Like I said, I'm going to continue shooting. I said filming, yeah. I ain't say filming, but I said I'll continue shooting. Oh, Lord. So we're gonna have to, what I want to do is I want to cross, yeah. We're gonna cross and then continue doing that. So we're on 81st Avenue. That's my shit right here. Ah, shut up. They ain't pound your damn horn like that, man. Like a mother would. Yeah, for real? Like blowing your heart. Ain't not that serious out here, man. Ain't that serious. Yeah, so like I said, we on Union Turnpike right here, so it's a good thing. Like, so like I said in my last video, I forgave people that hurt me in the past. And we gotta forgive and move on. That's my encouragement to people. And the person dead and gone, forgive them. When you know what? Listen, let me tell you why. When you was alive and you hate that person, and the person dead and gone, and you say, "Alright, I'm gonna forgive the person," don't come to the field and say, "I forgave you," when you lay in the coffin. You feel me? You gotta forgive before the person go to heaven. You feel me? I learned this because in life it's all about levels and understanding of what it is. I can tell you the truth about it is, I like to do this work because I like to walk around. I don't like to sit down. But one of the things I learned about it is I could get up every morning and go walk and don't look at life differently. You feel me? If it was me and I just forgave a person, I will not curse and say, okay, fuck this person, fuck that person. Nah. But I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna learn from my faith and learn from my facts that I can't change a person's mind unless the person have to change their own mind. And I'm gonna say that again. You can't change a person's mind until you have to let them change their own mind on themselves. If it was me and I could tell the person quit smoking weed and quit drinking, I can't tell them that because they're gonna think that I'm speaking a lie or truth about the person. But one thing I encourage people to do is to follow your heart and not lead into the wrong understanding of your heart. But sometimes your heart gets to a place where you're not listening and you don't understand your mentality of it. My mom keep talking to me about changing my diet, changing my way of thinking. And let me tell you, I gotta listen to my mom's and shit. Give me a second. Oh, he's turning this way. I gotta listen to my mom and shit because my mom knows what she's talking about. When I was 292 pounds, and I said to my mom, I'm gonna stop buying food in the house. I used to buy like 2 dozen of patties in the house, junk food that I'm not supposed to eat, sugary stuff. But I can't change what it is that I could do for myself, But in my lifestyle, bro, I have to change my diet and shit. So I stopped buying food and I only buy 2 items in the house, and that's good for me. As I told Dr. Scott, I said I'm not gonna be. The reason why I was overweight because I dropped off the weight that I had before, and I start, stop the food eating, and I just continue, eating less, not more, I stopped overeating myself into a place where I have to quit, And I told my aunt I didn't have heart problems, thank God. But if I had to help somebody that's going through the same shit, I could tell them this: I can't change you, I can't change you, but I have to show you that the man that you're going through, I can't change yourself, but whatever you're going through in your life, you gotta make the right. You gotta make that decision on your own. You know. All right, we over by 85th at Maryland. Let's continue, bro. Walking down the block. I did this before. You know, I walked to work from here. I walked to work from my house. When I started this job, I used to make. I ain't had no money to go to work. I had no fear to go and come back. Bro, I walked to work. I had like holes in my sneakers. I walked to work, and when I walked to work, I made a lot of money from that. I made $115 doing the one shift. I used to work a double shift. I used to make $115. So when I started working the shift, and the hourly rate, whatever, busted it out, I made almost, altogether my income was about $800. That was my income, yeah. But when I recertified to do the case over again, they say you have to be up to 1,000 to qualify to continue receiving your services, whatever. And I told the worker, if I'm gonna make a bet with you, if I make 1,300 by 2027, I made a deal with her. If I made 1,000, I'm up to 1,100 now, right? 133. So I made a deal with them. I said, if I make over 1,000, make about 1,600 by 2026, by 2027, you're gonna have to pay me double of how much you're paying me now. You feel me? But yeah, I made a bet with the work at the HRA. So the bet was, if I submit a bank statement to them, stating that I made more than how much I make, I told the worker, you gotta give me extra. You gotta give me $300 out the money. And she said, oh, that's a bet. I said, all right, let's see. So we want to eat something right here.
She's like, actually, the class
I made a bet with Kiana. If I work, let's say if I work, I made a bet with her actually, my supervisor, and I said if I bust out 14 hours, she have to. All right. I gave her a bet. I said if I make 14 hours today, and no, that's it. I gave her a bet. If I say I make 14 hours a day, all right. If I make 14 hours a day, all right,